Free agency started just a few hours ago, and we already have breaking news. The New York Jets have signed guard Laken Tomlinson from the San Francisco 49ers and have re-signed fan favorite wide receiver Braxton Berrios. Let's go ahead and let's get after it. Before I get into the video, if I could get you to please jet up the like button, and if you're new here and you enjoy the content, please consider subscribing to the channel. I want to let you know we'll be live this upcoming Wednesday night. We'll be discussing all things Jets offseason, including these free agent signings. So the link for that stream will be in the description. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Guard Laken Tomlinson will be signed to a 3-year, $41.2 million contract, and that move will become official on Wednesday. It's going to pay him on average about $14 million per year, which I think is a pretty good buy. And again, knowing Joe Douglas and the way that he structures a lot of these contracts, he's going to set it up so that the New York Jets have an out either after year 1 or year 2. So this is although we are paying for his services, it's going to be one of those moves where it's not a lot of risk in the long term. There's certainly going to be a lot of reward in the short term because this is one hell of a blocker, and he is going to instantly improve the interior of the offensive line. He's going to bring stability to the interior, and the pass protection is just going to be so much better for Zach Wilson. He's going to have a clean pocket to throw to. Certainly is a massive upgrade from Greg Van Roten, which we've been dealing with now for the last couple of seasons. And ultimately, I think that this signing is actually even better for a running back like Michael Carter. He needs to have a little bit more running room and a little bit more, open space to be able to do what he does best, which is make people miss. And so if he can get past that first line of defense, I think that there is a real chance that Michael Carter could have a very surprising season in the National Football League. Depending on what we do at the tight end spot, if we can improve the run blocking in that position, I think there's a real good chance that we're going to like what we see on Sundays up front for the New York Jets. And again, I talked about it in my free agency predictions video where I did predict that Laken Tomlinson would be a New York Jet. And I said that he is an absolute rock. He hasn't missed a snap in the last 3 seasons, playing in 100% of the snaps. He also has played in the same system with the San Francisco 49ers under Kyle Shanahan. This West Coast scheme that we're running, LaFleur carried over with him, and he's implementing that same type of system. So there's going to be a lot of familiarity for Laken Tomlinson. I think he is a plug-and-play, day one, automatic leader and starter on that offensive line. I'm very, very excited to see how he impacts the players around him. How will Connor McGovern play if they decide to retain him in 2022? How will it help him to have another solid interior offensive lineman playing next to him? The same thing could be said for the right tackle, whoever it may be, whether it's George Fant, Mekhi Becton, or another player. It's going to be so interesting to see how he is able to, kind of gel this offensive line together. And I think that this is a home run signing, and it's a very, very safe signing by the New York Jets. Very, very excited and very, very pumped up by this move. Before I move on talking about wide receiver Braxton Berrios, I do want to talk about the fact that this move should not stop the New York Jets from adding more veterans in free agency to the offensive line, and it also should not eliminate the idea of adding more offensive linemen through the NFL draft. I think we could probably safely predict that the Jets will not use number 4 or number 10 overall on offensive line. But I think after that, I think that it's very, very important that the Jets continue to add, and they don't have to be starters. I think that it's another thing that maybe Jets fans were a little bit too used to, is we're used to relying on the draft for guys to play day one. And it would be so nice that if some of our second and some of our third and fourth round picks, if these guys could just be drafted and allowed time to learn. I think that's one of the best things that you could do for your offensive line, is kind of develop a farming system of young players and a mixture of veteran players so that you continuously have a strong and deep offensive line. And again, that's what I'm hoping for the Jets to do. keep adding more players through free agency and in through the draft. Wide receiver Braxton Berrios was brought back on a 2-year, $12 million deal, which is going to pay him obviously $6 per year. And I think that that's the offer that the Jets made from the very beginning of the offseason. I think that they dug their heels in and they said, look, this is likely what the market is going to offer you, and this is all we're going to offer you. And at the end of the day, Braxton Berrios decided to come back with the New York Jets. And this is a big win, not only for the Jets, but I also think for him, he's going to have a big role on this team in 2022. And I think maybe bigger than we realize. This is a guy that they went to near the end of the season. And I get it, injuries played a part in that. But they're not bringing back Jamison Crowder and they're not bringing back Keelan Cole. And the big reason why is because they believe in this guy not just as a returner. And I think that that's one of the benefits to this signing is if he were just a really good special teamer, I think that you definitely want to bring him back. But he's also a weapon. You know, they used him in some very creative ways. They used him in trick plays and they used him just as a general weapon. He is our poor man's Deebo Samuel. Braxton Berrios can do a little bit of everything. And so moving forward, this is a guy that Zach Wilson now will have familiarity with, some comfortability with, throwing the football to. And he is going to be fantastic in the slot. And the real question is what else do the Jets do at wide receiver? If they don't go and get a guy like a Allen Robinson, I think that it's very clear they're going to pivot to the NFL draft. They're going to look to take one in round 1 or round 2. And again, I love the idea of having Braxton back. We now have a wide receiver group of Elijah Moore, Braxton Berrios, Corey Davis. I think he's definitely guaranteed to be coming back. I know some people are talking about how Corey Davis might get traded. I don't see that, and I don't buy that. I think the Jets want to have some consistency for Zach Wilson going into year 2. So Denzel Mims is also another name. I'm not sure he's going to be on the team, but he is another guy that's coming back this upcoming season as of right now. So if I'm the New York Jets and, what am I expecting them to do moving forward here? I am hoping for them to just continue to get good value, and that's what they've gotten today. They have gotten that in a starting right guard with a ton of experience, very high durability, and they get their Pro Bowl returner back and another weapon for the offense and for Zach Wilson. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Are you excited by these moves? Are you disappointed that we didn't go and get a guard like James Daniels? Are you still concerned about the wide receiver position even though we re-signed Braxton Berrios? I look forward to reading and responding to all of your comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. Go Jets, and I'll see you guys next time.